Welcome to Sports Buzz with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you all the latest news from the country and the world. In the next half an hour, we're going to bring you all the latest from the world of cricket, soccer, tennis and a lot more. Let's quickly begin with top headlines of the hour. India takes on South Africa to level the Test series at Newlands Cricket Stadium. Tristan Stubbs debuts in place of Bevuma for South Africa, and for India, Mukesh Kumar and Jadeja comes in. Raducanu makes way to Australian Open's main draw as USA's Lauren Davis pulls out due to an injury. In Premier League, West Ham pulled Brighton to goalless draw in only the fifth Premier League fixture this season to end without a goal. First up, from the ongoing test match between India and South Africa. In the second test, Indian bowlers showcased formidable performances against the host South Africa. South Africa earlier won the toss, but it all went downhill from there onwards. Siraj clinched 6 wickets, Mukesh took 2 wickets and Bumrah picked 2 wickets, helping Rohit Sharma-led side bundle out South Africa for 55 runs only. Earlier, India made 2 changes in their playing 11. Ravindra Jadeja came back for Ravichandran Ashwin and Mukesh Kumar replaced Shardul Thakur. Whereas for South Africa, debutant Tristan Stubbs came in for injured Temba Bavuma, Lungi Nkidi came in for Chiral Coetzee and Keshav Maharaj came in for the Proteas. Now, South Africa are currently leading the series by 1-0 after they won the opening game, the opening test in Centurion. In women's cricket, Indian women's cricket team failed to avoid a series whitewash against Australia after suffering a humiliating defeat by 190 runs in the third women's ODI in Mumbai. Australian opener Phoebe Litchfield laid the platform with her brilliant striking, scoring 119 of 125 balls. She, along with skipper Eliza Healy, stitched an 189-run partnership for the opening wicket that eventually helped Australia post an imposing 338 for 7 wickets. Now, chasing a daunting 339, India folded for merely 148 in 32.4 overs. Smriti Mandhana, Jemia Rodrigues, Deepti Sharma, Richa Ghosh, Pooja Vastrakar all could not capitalize on their starts as India's batting completely fell apart. On to Sydney Test now between Australia and Pakistan. Pakistan were bundled out for 313 runs on day 1 of the third and final Test match. Australia was 6 for no loss when the umpires called for stumps. Mohammad Rizwan's fighting at 88-run knock bailed the visitors out of trouble after Australian pacers ran through Pakistan's top order to leave them tottering at 47 for 4 at one stage. After Rizwan, Amir Jamil stitched 86-run partnership with Hamza for the last wicket to help Pakistan put 313 on board. Jamal played a quick-fire knock of 82 off 97 balls. Pat Cummins was the pick of the bowlers as he returned with 5 wickets for 61 runs. Earlier, Pakistan captain Shan Masood won the toss and opted to bat. The focus in the New Year's Test is also on Australian dynamic opener David Warner, who will bid goodbye to the longest format of the game in front of his home crowd after the conclusion of this match. Warner scored in 8,695 across 111 matches with an average of 44.6 in his Test career. Moving on to soccer now, Spanish soccer star Jenny Hermoso testified in a court on Tuesday over the on-stage kissing episode. She claimed ex-Football Federation chief Luis Rubiales indulged in without her consent after Spain's victory at Women's World Cup last summer. Now, Jenny Hermoso spent around 2.5 hours in the central Madrid court narrating her version behind closed doors to investigate Judge Francisco de Jorge, who is examining evidence including television footage before deciding whether to advance the case to trial. The 33-year-old forward, Spain's all-time top scorer, lodged a criminal complaint of sexual assault and coercion in September over the kiss on the winners' podium in Australia on the 20th of August, saying she did not want to be kissed and that she felt vulnerable and victim of an aggression. Rubiales resigned his position as the president of the Royal Spanish Football Federation on the 10th of September amid heavy pressure, and despite several initial refusals to do so, said the act of kissing was spontaneous, mutual, euphoric and consensual. And in cricket, Kane Williamson will lead New Zealand in its T20 International Home Series against Pakistan after recovering from an injury. Williamson missed last month's ODI and T20 series against Bangladesh while he rehabilitated a knee injury sustained 9 months ago. The 33-year-old recovered to play in the 50-over World Cup and a 2-test series in Bangladesh, but was rested from white ball commitments last month as a precautionary measure. Williamson's controlled return will include a rest in Game 3 of the 5-match Pakistan series starting the 12th of January. All-rounder Mitchell Santner will lead the Black Caps in that match in Dunedin. Opening batter Devon Conway returns after also missing both white ball series against Bangladesh, while pace bowlers Matt Henry and Lockie Ferguson will both make their first international appearances since being injured during the World Cup. Now, Dean Elgar is concerned about South Africa's Test cricket future. It is virtually a South Africa A side that will be touring New Zealand for a 2-test series because several top players are contracted to appear in the SA20. Elgar said before the start of South Africa's second test against India, and I quote a statement here, "The situation we have been put in is not ideal irrespective of what has happened behind the scenes. There is still a lot of hunger for test cricket from the guys who are playing. It is an opportunity for the players going to New Zealand to put in performances and to eventually become regular members of the squad." Unquote. Moving on to tennis now, in a major boost to her career, former US Open champion Emma Raducanu moved into the main draw of the Australian Open. Now, this happened after American tennis player Lauren Davis pulled out of the year's first Grand Slam with a shoulder injury. Raducanu had slipped to number 301 and could not get a direct entry into the Melbourne Park Grand Slam. The 21-year-old Briton was also overlooked for a wild card and was set to take a similar path as her 2021 Flushing Meadows run when she became the first player in the Open era to win a major after starting out in the qualifying rounds. However, the exit of Davis that followed withdrawals by Karolina Muchova, Petra Kvitova, Irina Camelia and Katie McNally opened up a spot for Raducanu in the main draw. Staying on tennis, Karolina Pliskova gave Naomi Osaka a reality check on her return to the tournament tennis by rallying for a 3-6, 7-6 and 6-4 victory in a high-quality second-round clash. Aryna Sabalenka also reached the last 16, ramping up preparations for her Australian Open title defence with a 6-3, 6-0 victory over Lucia Bronzetti. The Belarusian top seed will next face Danielle Collins or Sue Lin. Osaka had eased through her first tour match in 15 months on Monday after taking time out of the game to have a child, but former world number 1 Pliskova proved an altogether tougher prospect. Top-ranked Poland overpowered China with Hubert Hurkacz and Iga Swiatek propelling them into the United Cup semi-finals with a single sweep. Now, India's premier domestic tournament, Ranji Trophy, is all set to commence from the 5th of January. A total of 38 teams will compete in 137 matches over a period of 2 months for the coveted title. Saurashtra are the defending champions, having won the 2022-23 season. TD India correspondent Abhishek Prasad have got more details ahead of the start of the tournament. Let's take a look.
India's premier domestic first-class cricket competition, the Ranji Trophy, is all set to begin on the 5th of this month. The much important series, which is played by various state and regional teams, is one of the most sought-after tournaments to show one's skills and prepare for international tournaments. Speaking on the preparations, Ranji cricket player Divij Mehra says that he is optimistic on delivering a great show for Delhi in the opening domestic tournament of the year.
This year is going to be a big season for me right now because I proved myself last year, but now I have to continue that for the team and make the team win single-handedly and try to do as well as I can for the team. Because I also know there are a few emerging tournaments coming and my name was in the Dilip Trophy standby last year. So I will try to do whatever I can to improve that and increase that so that I can help the team win and it can benefit me as well.
Highlighting the importance of Ranji Trophy, Divij further said that the players use this platform as a launchpad to establish themselves in the domestic arena.
I think this is a dream for any kid. I was able to fulfill it last year by having this platform. It's like a stepping stone for me. I would want to keep continuing what I did last year so that I can perform for the team and do whatever I can to make the team win.
This year, the tournament will begin in the month of January and will witness the participation of as many as 38 teams who will play a total number of 137 matches. 28 states of India along with 4 union territories will watch it out for the coveted title. In addition to this, 4 regional teams also participates in the coveted tournament along with 2 pan-Indian teams, Railways representing Indian Railways and Services representing the Indian Armed Forces. The teams are divided into 2 categories, Elite and Plate. The Elite category is the top division which consists of 32 teams split into 4 groups of 8 teams each. On the other hand, Plate group, which is the bottom division, will have 6 teams. Each team in the Elite category will play the other 7 teams in their group once. The top 2 teams from each Elite group will advance to the quarterfinals. The Plate division will also see each team play the other 5 sides once. The top 4 teams out of 6 will advance to the Plate group knockouts. According to the Ranji Trophy format, the 2 finalists from the Plate group will be promoted to the Elite group for the next season. The 2 bottom place teams from the Elite groups will be relegated to Plate group based on points, bonus points, wins and quotient. The league stage will end on February 19 and the knockout rounds will begin from February 23, with the tournament concluding on March 14. Saurashtra are the defending champions, whereas Mumbai are the most successful team in the history of the championship with 41 titles. Named after one of India's first test cricketers, Ranjit Singh, the Ranji Trophy is the premier domestic first-class cricket championship played in India and is organized by BCCI annually. Numerous top state-level cricketers with an aim to make it to the national team play in this tournament. The Ranji Trophy season 2023-24 starts from January 5. With cameraman Shubham, this is Abhishek Prasad from Arun Jaitley Stadium in New Delhi, DD India.
And it's now time to take a short break here on Sports Buzz, but still to come after the break. Spanish tennis star Rafael Nadal feels elated to return to professional tennis. Paris Saint-Germain players held their first training session of the new year.
In a world that never stops, where information shapes our reality, one app stands out, helps you stay ahead of time. Introducing the DD India app, your gateway to a world of news right at your fingertips. Your most trusted source of news goes global, goes digital. Explore a world of options, top stories, live updates, in-depth analysis, and more. Stay informed wherever you are. Real-time alerts keep you ahead of the curve always. The DD India app, connecting you to the world one story at a time. Download now and explore the world of knowledge, insights, and authentic information.
India that invents. India that innovates. India that excites. India that invites. Land of possibility. Team teeming with opportunities. Watch India Ideas each Thursday, 8 p.m. only on DD India.
Welcome back after that short break to Sports Buzz. Now, South Africa's former Paralympic star Oscar Pistorius, who was jailed in the year 2014 for killing his girlfriend Driva Steenkamp, will be released on parole on this January on the 5th of it. Now, Pistorius, known as the Blade Runner for his carbon fiber prosthetic legs, shot the 29-year-old model and law graduate through a bathroom tour on Valentine's Day in 2013 and later repeatedly told the courts that he had mistaken her for an intruder. He was initially jailed for 5 years in 2014 for culpable homicide by a high court, but the Supreme Court of Appeal in late 2015 found him guilty of murder after an appeal by the prosecutor. Moving on, Spanish tennis star Rafael Nadal was elated to return to professional tennis on Tuesday after nearly a year on the sidelines. But the Spaniard said that recovering his confidence and natural movements on the court would take time. Nadal marked his singles comeback after hip surgery with a 7-5, 6-1 victory over Austrian former world number 3 Dominic Thiem in the Brisbane International first round, with the 22 times major winner showing that he was far from done with the sport.
For me, the main thing is stay healthy. I think I really think that I don't forget how to play tennis. The only thing is going to be difficult to make it in a professional match and in a very high level of tennis, because at the end you need to recover movement, something that takes time. You need to recover the confidence on the movements. That takes time, because at the end, after the surgery, you feel scared sometimes to do a kind of movement, and you need to recover the speed on reading the ball and on making the things in automatic way, something that you need matches to make it happen, no? To be on court and don't need to think, now I need to do that, I need to do other things. Things comes automatic, and you need hours on court, hours on a practice sessions, but at the same time hours on a professional matches. No, I don't know what can happen. Today is a day to be happy, and a happy day for me. I have a day off tomorrow to keep practicing, and I am excited to have the chance to play another time. That's for me the most important thing.
The 37-year-old's last match was at the Australian Open in January 2023, and he sat out the rest of the season after undergoing a hip surgery after a few months later. He also said that nobody can predict anything when you return to professional tennis match after such a long time.
Well, I mean, anything can happen in these kind of days. No? After such a long time without being in a professional tennis match, you go on court, and you can't expect anything. No, you can't expect an amazing things, but you can expect disasters. It can happen. Can expect a bad day and normal and positive day, and I think have been in that last thing, no, in a positive day, even a little bit more. Have been playing solid without making a lot of mistakes in terms of unforced errors, but in terms of making bad decisions. I think I didn't make a lot of bad decisions choosing the shots that I have to play, and that's something difficult after such a long time, something that I'm happy with.
Now, Thiam has also been on the comeback trail after missing several months in 2021 and 2022 due to a wrist injury. The former US Open champion is now ranked 98th in the world, but Nadal said he could easily climb the rankings, judging by the way he played.
So I think the last year had been a positive year for him because after a tough period of time, he was able to come back to the top 100, something that is not easy. And I think he started the year again with the ambition to make a positive year and to finish the year with a much higher ranking. That I think is something that should happen if he's healthy. I think the first set he had been playing at a very good level of tennis, and I think if he's able to win matches and to recover the confidence in himself, I don't see him being in a ranking close to 100. No, I see him in a much higher ranking, honestly.
Moving on to soccer now, West Ham United missed on a fourth successful Premier League victory as the festive fixtures concluded with a drab 0-0 draw at home to Brighton and Hove Albion on Tuesday. Pascal Gross should have put Brighton in front shortly before half-time, but his header was saved by Alfonso Areola, while Adam Lallana went close to a late winner. Brighton would have moved above West Ham into sixth place with the victory, but chances were few and far between at the London Stadium, with a point apiece as a fair outcome. Paris Saint-Germain players held their first training session of the year as German giants prepared for a Trophy du Champs final against Newlands. The training comes after the club's star Kylian Mbappe obtained the 1st of January right to negotiate with any team he wishes 6 months ahead of the end of his contract with Paris Saint-Germain. They will face Newlands in Paris's Parc des Princes Stadium later on the day. Staying on soccer, surprise joint La Liga leaders Girona take on Atletico Madrid on Wednesday as they look forward to continue their unlikely title bid into the year 2024. But not only are Girona facing challenges on the pitch, they are also fighting on to hold their star men as Alex Garcia has been linked with Barcelona. Now, despite this, manager Michael Sanchez is confident that they can hang on to him until the summer. Sanchez's squad tops the standings with 45 points from 18 games, second only on goal difference to Real Madrid. Both teams have lost just once this season. Manchester United outcast Jadon Sancho might return to Borussia Dortmund on loan this month. Sancho refused to apologize to Erik ten Hag for a social media post after the manager said his omission from September's defeat at Arsenal was related to his performance in training. The England winger rejected this and said he was being made a scapegoat. Now, since then, he's been training away from the first team with no end in sight to his exile. United bought Sancho from Dortmund for £73 million in July 2021. And with this, it's a wrap here on Sports Buzz for now, but news and updates will continue here on DD India. So don't go anywhere. Keep watching and keep tracking DD India for all latest news and updates from the country and the world. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.